Namaskaram. In this episode, we will attempt to learn the word-by-word meaning of Pillaiandadi Pasuram 10. In the previous Pasuram, we learned about how someone who has taken refuge at Desikan's feet will be blessed with all the good qualities and will be blessed in such a way that the bad qualities move away from them. From Pasuram number 10, for the next 10 Pasurams, the tone of the Pasurams are such that we're having a direct conversation with Swami Desikan himself. It's almost like as though we can see Swami Desikan and we are actually interacting with him and we are asking for whatever we need out of him. So this is the tone of the Pasuram starting from Pasuram 10 for the another 9 or 10 Pasurams. This will be the tone. So let's look at the Pasuram. அடைபவர்த்தி வினை மாற்றி அருள் தரும் தூப்புல்லையா இடத்தரும் இப்பிறவி கடல் தன்னில் அமிழ்ந்து என்னை கடையற பாசம் கழற்றி நின் தாளினை காணும் வண்ணம் உடையவனே அருளாய் உணர்ந்தார் தங்கள் கற்பகமே. So in this Pasuram, Kumara Varadhacharya is talking on our behalf. It's like a direct speech where we are requesting Desikan. So first he's saying, Adaibavar Vinai Matri. Adaibavar, those who take refuge at Swami Desikan's feet, those who take him as the absolute upaya, upeya for everything. What does he do? Vinai Matri. He does a complete rewiring of our desires, our levels of vairagya, whatever we have been requesting out of this particular material life. He will challenge all of these bad desires in our mind. Anything that is a jnana virodhi or anything that is a virodhi for us to move forward in this transcendental journey, he will identify each one of these and vanquish that. So this is almost like in Ashtakshara, this is symbolized by the Namaha Shabdam, Na Mama. So he is actually vanquishing everything that is coming to us as a virodhi. Virodhi here is anything that comes as an obstacle in our way of pursuing bhakti and pursuing prapatti towards the Divya Dampati. He will vanquish all of this. So, Adaibavar Tivinai Matri, Arul Tarum Tupul Ayya. Now, Arul Tarum Tupul Ayya means that he is someone who will bless anybody who is going to seek refuge in him. But what kind of blessing is he going to give? Now, when obviously there are different kinds of people who are taking refuge at Desikar's feet, right? Now, people like Adiyan are absolutely incapable of even asking Desikar for anything. But he is so compassionate that irrespective of our capability, he will give you the best. He doesn't look at what qualities do we possess for us to be able to access him. All he needs is only that understanding that he is the complete refuge and we are all his we are all something that he holds as accountable for us, right? So as soon as we have this jnanam, then he is ready to give us everything, whether it is jnanam, bhakti, vairagyam, everything that is required for us to have a peaceful material life here, but also have a transcendental experience right here in material life and, of course, move towards moksham. So he is ready to give these wishes to everybody, irrespective of our own capabilities. So, Adaibavar Tivinai Matri, Arul Tarum Tupul Ayya, he gives his Arul blessings, not based on our capabilities, but based on his compassion. He really looks at uplifting every Jivatma who knows that he is the resolve for all of us, and we take refuge at his feet. Idar Tarum Ippiravi Kadal Tannil Amirndu Ennai. So, what kind of people are we? We are those who is drowned in the sorrowful ocean of samsara with the cycle of birth and death. It is not a pond of samsara, it is not a lake of samsara, but it is an ocean of samsara. What is important in an ocean is nobody knows what's the depth of the ocean, nobody knows where are the shores of the ocean. We just don't know where we are when we are drowning in an ocean, and it's really hard for us to get out of that ocean. Similarly, once we come into the cycle of birth and death, we just go through this cyclic, vicious cycle of janma, having yuva, vriddha, we have diseases, we go to death, we have death, and then again take the sukshma shariram, and then again go to swarga or naraka, and then based on the papa punya, whatever balance we have, again we take another body, again we come. So it is just a vicious cycle of just taking so many bodies again and again and going through the same process again and again. So such is our status right now. So we are those people who are drowning in this sorrowful ocean of samsara, and we don't know what is the way out of this samsara. And what does he do? Kadayara pasam kadatri nin talinai kanum vannam. So we are asking him, because this is a pasuram where there is a direct conversation that we are having with Swami Desikan. We are pleading at him saying, Kadayara pasam kadatri, please uproot all this binding that I have with samsara. This is very similar to the tone that Andal has used in Sitram Chirukale. She says that Matrainam kamangal matru. She says all other desires that we have, please make sure that those are not anymore continuing to be our desire. Any desire of where I want something in return for some kainkaryam that I'm doing, because all that I want to do is do kainkaryam for your happiness and not asking for something in return, like as though it was a business transaction, right? So we are also asking here, saying, please uproot all these binding that I have with this samsara, because it just keeps taking me back into this ocean of samsara. We are not asking him to cut a branch or cut a particular fruit or a flower, but actually asking him to uproot us from this entire birth of cycle of birth and death. And nin talinai kanum vannam. So once he has uprooted us of all of this kadayara pasam, all of these desires and sorrows of this ocean of samsara, what will happen? We will be able to have a vision of his divine pair of feet, right? So nin talinai kanum vannam. Nin talinai means your divine feet. Kanum vannam. Give me the opportunity to have a vision of your holy feet. Udayavane arulai. Now, Udayavane is a very interesting term here that Kumara Varadhacharya has used. We all know that Swami Ramanujar is called Udayavar. Udayavar was the name given to Swami Ramanujar by Ranganathar himself, right? Sri Ranga Ranganathar gave him the name by saying that from now on, that is when Ramanujar was on this material world in his avataram, Ranganatha told him that from now on, I'm done with the duty of taking care of all of this Leela Vibhuti and Nitya Vibhuti. I'm going to retire and give you this responsibility. So he gave Ramanujar the biggest responsibility of being in control. Udayavar means someone who has control over, who is the responsible person for both the Leela Vibhuti, which is this entire material universe, and Nitya Vibhuti, which is the spiritual world, right? Vibhuti means the sovereign property of the Lord. So the sovereign property of the Lord is immeasurable, right? We've all seen this in Bhagavad Gita when he takes his Vishwarupa. There is a never-ending span of his Vibhuti or his sovereign property, and he has given Ranganathar, who is a representative, or Sakshat Vaikunthanathan himself, gave away this responsibility to Ramanujar and said that you take care of the people who are there in this material universe, whoever you think is deserving enough, transform them and bring them to Vaikuntham. And if you say they have to have an entry pass into Vaikuntham, then that will be the final say. So Ramanujar is called Udayavar. Now, Kumara Varadhacharya is calling Desikar as Udayavani because he came in the lineage of Ramanujar. And obviously, everything that was written by Ramanujar has been further expanded and simplified for all of us by Desikar. Everything, whether he wrote, Ramanujar did all the Gadyatrayam in front of Perumal on all, having so much compassion on the Jivatmas that are yet to be taking their form in the future. He did Sharanagati in front of Ranganathar and Ranganayaki Tayar and showed us how a Sharanagati should be done. He wrote the Sharanagati Gadyam on the spot and he made it so clear, saying that this has to be done to Tayar and Perumal. So he wrote the Sri Ranga Gadyam and then he wrote, what do you get when you do the Sharanagati? So he wrote the Vaikuntha Gadyam. All of this he did in front of thousands and 10,000s of people who were gathered in Sri Rangam. So he did this for the benefit of everybody. Now, it doesn't mean Ramanuja was the first person who did Sharanagati. Obviously, Alavandar did, Nathamunigal did, Nammalvar did, all the Alvars did. The Nalayara Divya Prabandham is nothing but a Sharanagati, it's a treatise of Sharanagati. Obviously, we all know that Ramayanam itself is an epic of Sharanagati. There are so many Sharanagatis that are embedded within Ramayanam, right? Whereas Ramanujar is the one who made it so accessible for all of us by doing it in front of all the gathered people like you and me who are just normal samsaris. He did this in front of all of us to please Ranganathar and Ranganayaki Tayar, and he showed us how it has to be done. Now, yet when he shows that, do we all have the capability of even learning the Gadyatrayam and even repeating it again in front of Perumal? It's quite difficult, right? So that's why Swami Desika made something like Gadyatrayam so accessible for us with his Vyakhyanam. He also wrote Nyasa Dashakam, Nyasa Vimshati, so many other stotrams. Nyasa Dashakam is just 10 shlokas. How easy is it? Even a child can by heart a Nyasa Dashakam. And when they're going to grow older, they will obviously try to understand the meaning of each of those verses. So Swami Desikan made each of the desires of Ramanujar possible and accessible for all of us today in Kali Yuga. And therefore, he's rightly called as Udayavane, and Arulai means please bless us, and bless us not by looking at our capability, by looking at your compassion, and look at us as your child, and you are truly the Upaya and the Upeya for us. Now, the next term is again very interesting. Unarndar Tangal Karpagame. Now, who will Desigar bless with all of this that we have spoken about? For those people who have realized the glories of Swami Desikan, who have realized that Swami Desikan is none other than Thiruvenkadamudaiyan himself, who has come here to make everything so easy and accessible for us and make the path of Prapatti accessible to all of us, right? So for those people who understand the glories of Desikan and who have submitted ourselves at the holy feet of Swami Desikan, what does he turn out to be? A Karpagame. Karpagam is a wish-yielding tree which is found in Indraloka. So this wish-yielding tree will give you everything. So we have Kamadhenu, Kalpaka Vriksha, all of these, right? So the speciality of all of these, which are found in Swargaloka, in Indraloka, is that it will just give you anything that you request out of it. So for example, if we were to sit under a Kalpaka Vriksha, and if we were to ask, oh, it's a hot and sunny today, can I have a blow of wind? It will immediately give you a blow of wind. If you were to ask, oh, I'm feeling so tired, can you give me a wonderful mattress and a pillow to sleep on? It will give you immediately all of this. While you're sleeping, the human mind is always contemplating, is this for real or something is going to happen? And for a second, if you think that, oh, I'm amidst a forest, what if there happens to be a tiger that comes this way? it will actually bring a tiger in front of you. So it does not know what is hita for you. It doesn't know what is good for you. It will just give you everything that you require, right? So that is a Karpaka Vriksha's role. It's a wish yielding tree that will just blindly give you everything that you need. Whereas both Perumal and our acharyas are a Karpaka Vriksha who know to do the right thing for us. If we were to ask them for all the unrequired things, they help us to rewire our brain. They help us to destroy all those wishes that are not helpful for us to take our journey through the transcendental path and everything that is required to lead a blissful life here. They start eliminating all those unrequired things and only give us what is good for us. And that's why Swami Desikan is a Karpaga Maram, but a Karpaga Maram, a Kalpaka Vriksha who would give only what does good for us. So this is a very beautiful Pasuram where we are having a direct conversation with Swami Desikan. And in the first 9 stanzas, the auspicious qualities and glories of Swami Desikan have been described. In the next 10 stanzas, starting from this 10th Pasuram, prayers are made like we're standing in front of Swami Desikan and we are asking for all of these blessings to be showered on us. In this stanza, it has been established and glorified that Swami Desikan is perfect for us to seek refuge. His feet have been sought for in a prayer made to him. So we can take him as the ultimate upaya and upeya, and he is fully responsible for taking us out of this material journey and the journey and this samsara cycle of birth and death, and he will uproot us from this material world and place us in a beautiful place where there is no return. Nacha punara vartate. He will put us in Vaikuntham with the blessings of Swami Ramanujar and with Swami Desikan's blessings as well. May we all also have the opportunity to have a direct conversation with Swami Desikan and have the blissful path where he destroys all the unrequired weeds in the way of our transcendental journey and truly bless us with a blissful journey while we are still here in the material world, and also show us the path to the Archiradi Margam that will take us to Sri Vaikuntham. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha. Dhanyosme.